Wild boars, or wild swine as they are often referred to in the language of hunters, are some of the most intelligent, social, and adaptable wild animals found in European forests. Often remaining hidden from view, these elusive creatures lead incredibly complex lives that unfold mostly under the cover of night. In this video, we invite you on a fascinating journey deep into the secret world of wild boars. We'll explore how they live, interact, communicate, raise their young, and how they impact and are impacted by modern ecosystems and hunting traditions. Wild boars are some of the most versatile mammals when it comes to habitat choice. Historically, they were native to woodlands, where they thrived in thick undergrowth and forested areas that provided cover and food. Today, due to their extraordinary adaptability, wild boars can be found not only in forests, but also in agricultural landscapes, wetlands, and even near suburban areas. This expansion has occurred because of several factors, including changes in land use, reduced natural predators, and a readily available food supply in fields and urban environments. Their preference is for mixed deciduous forests with dense vegetation and proximity to water. These environments allow for easy access to food and mud wallows, which wild boars use to regulate body temperature and protect their skin from parasites. Being mostly nocturnal, wild boars rest during the day in thick cover and become active in the early evening and night. They move through the forest in groups known as sounders in search of food. This behavior is known as feeding stalk and involves using their strong snouts to root through soil and leaf litter. Their omnivorous diet includes roots, tubers, acorns, fruits, insects, small animals, and crops such as corn and wheat. This varied diet is one of the key reasons for their success in diverse environments. Wild boars are highly social animals that live in structured family groups called sounders. A typical sounder consists of one or more adult females, known as sows, their offspring, and sometimes subadult females. These groups can range in size from just a few individuals to over 20, depending on habitat conditions and food availability. The social structure within a sounder is hierarchical, with the oldest and most experienced sow taking on the leadership role. This lead sow determines where the group moves and when it feeds or rests. Within the group, communication and cooperation are essential for survival, especially when raising young or evading predators. Sounders display remarkable coordination, often moving as a unit and responding collectively to threats or environmental cues. Adult males, called boars, live largely solitary lives outside the breeding season. They tend to roam vast territories and only rejoin the sounders during the rut. During the rest of the year, boars avoid confrontation by maintaining a solitary lifestyle, which reduces competition for food and space. However, younger males may form loose bachelor groups until they reach maturity. Wild boars have a complex system of communication that includes vocalizations, body language, and scent marking. Each sound has a meaning. Grunting can indicate contentment or the location of food, while squeals and high-pitched screams are typically signs of distress or conflict. The bark of a sow is a sharp warning call that alerts the group to danger. In addition to sound, wild boars use a rich variety of body signals. Subtle movements, like head position or tail posture, help maintain social order within the sounder. Scent plays an equally important role. Wild boars have scent glands on their bodies and use their urine and feces to mark territory or signal reproductive status. Boars in particular use scent to advertise their presence to sows during the rut. Their cognitive abilities are exceptional for wild animals. Studies and observations have shown that wild boars can solve problems, remember food locations, and even learn from experience. For example, once a wild boar has a negative experience at a feeding site due to human disturbance, it may avoid that location for weeks or months. This intelligence helps them adapt to hunting pressure, changes in habitat, and seasonal food availability. The reproductive cycle of wild boars is tied to seasonal changes and food supply. The mating season, or rut, occurs primarily from November through January. During this time, mature boars seek out sounders to find receptive sows. These encounters can lead to competition among males, which sometimes results in physical fights that determine dominance. After a gestation period of approximately 115 days, Sows give birth to litters ranging from 3 to 8 piglets in early spring. In years with abundant food, particularly mast years where oak and beech trees produce a large number of seeds, litters can be even larger. The piglets are born in a nest-like structure called a kessel, which the sow builds from grass, leaves, and branches. Piglets are born with a distinctive striped pattern which acts as camouflage against predators. The mother is extremely protective and will aggressively defend her young if threatened. The piglets nurse for several weeks but begin sampling solid food early, mimicking the behavior of the adults in the sounder. This early learning process is critical for survival and includes foraging techniques, predator avoidance, and social interaction. Despite their toughness and adaptability, wild boars face a range of threats that can impact population health. Natural predators such as wolves and lynxes may take young or weak individuals. However, in many areas, natural predators are rare, and the primary dangers to wild boars are human-related. One of the most serious threats is African swine fever, ASF, a highly contagious viral disease that affects both wild and domestic pigs. The disease spreads rapidly through direct contact, contaminated surfaces, and even via human activity. While not harmful to humans, ASF causes high mortality in wild boar populations and has significant economic consequences for pig farming. Road traffic is another growing threat. As wild boars expand into suburban and agricultural areas, they are increasingly at risk of vehicle collisions, especially at night. Despite these challenges, wild boars show remarkable adaptability. They change their activity patterns, avoid high-risk areas, and adjust their breeding based on food availability. These survival strategies have allowed them to thrive in environments where other species might struggle. Hunting plays a crucial role in the management of wild boar populations. Due to their high reproductive rates and lack of sufficient natural predation, wild boars can quickly reach densities that lead to ecological imbalances and significant agricultural damage. Fields of corn, wheat, and potatoes are especially vulnerable, and damage can occur rapidly when a sounder moves through a cultivated area. To address these challenges, hunters employ various techniques, including stand hunting, stalking, and driven hunts. Stand hunting involves waiting in elevated blinds near feeding areas, while stalking requires careful movement through the forest to approach the animals quietly. Driven hunts, which are often conducted with beaters and dogs, aim to move animals toward waiting hunters in a controlled and coordinated manner. Ethical hunting practices are vital. Hunters must be able to correctly identify the age and sex of animals before taking a shot. The goal is not only population control, but the preservation of a healthy and genetically diverse population. Wildlife management plans often include monitoring, habitat conservation, and public education. A balanced wild boar population helps maintain forest ecosystems, reduces conflict with humans, and ensures that hunting traditions can continue responsibly. Wild boars are among the most captivating creatures in our forests. Their intelligence, social complexity, and adaptability make them a subject of endless fascination for hunters, biologists, and nature lovers alike. By understanding their behavior and needs, we not only improve our hunting practices, but also contribute to the long-term health of our ecosystems. If you found this video informative, consider subscribing to our channel International Hunting, giving us a like, and leaving a comment about your most memorable wild boar encounter. Thanks for watching, and Weidman's Heel.